it and the concrete itself has settled around the wood, and the wood is obviously long gone now. But these things were one of the reasons why we were able to identify the Star of Hope with a fair amount of certainty, because as long ago as the 60s and 70s, there was one or two other more of these barrels. They get washed out, they get lost. But some of them still had wood on, and they had the serial numbers from Arbroath where they were made. And a bit of tracing back revealed they were sold to the owners of the Star of Hope, so clearly the chances of it not being the Star of Hope are pretty slim. There are one or two interesting questions still about the Star. She sank, as I said, within a week of the Atlantic in 1883. She was coming in from Wilmington in North Carolina with a cargo of cotton. It was a regular run for her. There were 9 men on board, and she got into trouble not here but at the entrance to the Mersey and put out a distress call. It was a very bad night that night. There were a number of ships in the Mersey mouth that were in distress. The New Brighton lifeboat went out capsized. One lifeboat man was lost. There is some documentation that suggests that even after she was in trouble, the poor old Star of Hope was involved in a collision with another ship called the Kubus, which is a Finnish ship, and she sustained quite substantial damage. All the crew of the Star of Hope got off and aboard the Crosby lightship. The lightship itself is gone now, but some of you may remember pictures of the precursors that were still present into the 60s and 70s, the later versions of it, and they were all rescued from there. For some people that then raises some quite interesting questions, because she was a 3-masted sailing ship. She's about 120 foot long, let me say 32 metres and about 7.5 metres wide. So it does kind of beg the question in a force 10 storm, because that's what it was, how she managed to go against a northwesterly 7 or 8 miles up the coast on her own and come to rest here. Here you can see that the mast, the front mast, it had 3 masts, so this one is quite distinct. And here you can see the cantrail. This is the side up until, I think it's a shame that the other half of it broke off and washed off in the late 90s, and you can identify it by the bend of it, and you can see where the notches were. So look into the 90s when the whole rail of the ship was exposed. It's quite wonderful. Finding anybody within a child or a child who was just swimming along that route, then up there, you have to go on it and run up and down. They're marvellous things. But this is still in place, and at the top is something called the cat's paw. And the cat's paw hasn't been out for about 20 years on this thing. This is the cat's paw. And what the cat's paw was, it was named because it's kind of like a comb. The roll of the cat's paw, it had a quite thick rope running through that. It was attached to the chain of one of the anchors. And the roll of the cat's paw was to stop the chain and the anchor smacking against the hull of the ship, so it kind of kept them off. Now, that hasn't been out, as I say, for many, many years, so it's quite wonderful to see that. And of course, you've got the prow out as well. The prow hasn't been out for 20 odd years too, but it gives you a real sense of the ship. So lots of elements to have a look at. Any questions? Great guy. And they really pulled my chain. These 2 guys turned up and bombed this place. I took them down the Land Rover, and they were looking around going, yeah, that's almost not what we're doing, but it's almost certain. You're going to have to blow it, mate. I said, you can't. I've got archaeologists coming from all over the country. Laser cams and guidance, all this. Got to have to blow it, mate. And they kept me going like this for about 25 minutes. One of them got in and gave it a good kicking, you know. Cowboys. Lovely.
It's amazing, actually, 9 crew.
Yes.
Just sail this.
Sail across the Atlantic.
Just sail just 24 hours. Nobody's going to bed, are they?
This is not an easy life. This castle, well, I mean, this castle would have been recollections of some of the horrors, because if you think about it, when the ship was coming over, it was just open doors, smashed their kitchen, so it has cabin. So doing dropping big bales and stuff.
Oh, you mean like it's cheap?
But again, walk out, it's where we walk out. It lies on the edge of the bottom channel. It's quite a big fast moving channel. Where you get all sorts of down the sand.